Welcome to another episode of Untouched Radio, Untouched Podcast, Untouched Live.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Lord. So today, it's a special episode. It's episode 3. I got another member of Untouched here. A brother of mine, somebody that is near and dear to the core of what Untouched is about. Brooklyn born, New York representative to New York, my boy.
What's good, man?
What they gonna do with us, Tone? So if y'all ever hear me say that, that's who this is. To New York is Tone, guys.
Yes. What's goody, my guy?
Do you want to give him a brief story on how it went from
So
Tone?
the original alias was Ton Capone, and that was just given to me off a real high night. You know what I'm saying? Summer night. Everybody was just baked. And just went Ton Capone. So I can't even remember particulars, but it stuck, and that became the alias. And then it transferred it to New York after finding out there's like 1.5 million Ton Capones out there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Ton Capones spelled differently, all that.
Yeah, and a lot of people got homies that they call Tone Capone. It's just one of those things that it's just universal.
It is.
For
So,
sure.
My pops had told me a story, about when people first were coming to the States, immigrating here and everything.
Yeah.
Where they were going, they would stamp it. If they were going to New York, it was ToN.Y, the state. So they took that and became the name Tony. So I was like, oh, that's fire. And, that stuck. It just, was be able to play on my actual name, Tony.
That's
dope. Was able to play into, where I'm from, the Empire State. The entirety of it.
Yes, Lord. And I was fortunate enough to be with you when you was making that transition to New York. That was
like 1,000 fucking names.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit. Yeah, it just was like right in front of me.
And to get that from your pops always is good.
Yeah, shout out to my pops.
Shout out to your pops, man.
Word.
But
so,
man, that's fire. And being from New York, how does it feel, when you can say that and you're doing music, and then now have that a part of your name, how does it feel to carry that everywhere you go now that you do music?
It's great, there's so much to New York, obviously from the boroughs all the way on up, the entire state has so much to offer, and, just rich in history, and being able to live in so many different areas. Part of it, I got a lot of good perspective on, different spots and how people move and think and operate. So it feels dope to be able to approach it like that, and to know that, I'm able to speak from a place of actual experience by being in these places,
Right, and that's fortunate, man, to be from New York as well, and it's a beautiful place, man, and
absolutely
it's misunderstood in many ways.
Absolutely, and there's so much more to it than what people know. It's a beautiful state.
Beautiful state, huge.
It just gets
huge
super cold. That's
This
gets cold, but beautiful state, man.
Speaking of cold, I know, as long as I know you never liked the cold. Never.
Mm-mm.
So do you see yourself in the future deciding to make a trip, or maybe a stay in a place, maybe even buy land, or and build a house in a place that's a little warmer.
Um, Definitely. Everybody just wants to up and go to Florida, and Florida's a beautiful spot too. But I want to explore more of the country
Sure.
and see, I've heard beautiful things about all the way out in Arizona, and little
Yeah, me
spots
too.
where the weather's just beautiful, and at nighttime it gets cool enough. But I would like to just experiment, go places and explore and just see what they got to offer themselves. But I definitely would love somewhere where it's just warm consistently, you know. Christmas, a warm Christmas would be dope.
Nah, I hear that, bro.
Yeah.
I hear that.
Or Halloween, man. I know you grew up the same thing. Like,
Yeah.
can never just be Spider-Man. You gotta just Spider-Man with a jacket.
Yeah, with a jacket
with
on.
a jacket.
Facts.
So that shit, some of that shit.
Yeah, man. I would say as a man though, I enjoy Halloween more now than I did through the childhood, man. Cause New York growing up always wasn't the greatest place to go trick or treat.
Oh no.
We wasn't really doing the trick or treating like that. Early on in life I did, but it wasn't the greatest, place to have your kids outside.
Word.
But yeah, man, that's dope. So if you decide to go to, like a Phoenix, something like that, would you change it to Arizona? Would you, or to New York gotta come with?
Oh yeah, nah. You gotta stay true. Nah,
I hear that.
I wouldn't. Nah. But
that
wouldn't. And that's down the road. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
That's down the road.
Yeah, that's
too much to do.
Yeah, and you get the foot settled in wherever you at. And both feet. I should say both feet settled to where you at, and then
gotta have the
make
foundation
those
first.
Yeah, then you make those choices. But that's dope. I'm somebody that always wanted. I looked into places warmer as well. I'm more of like, I look into like a California as being a place like ultimately. But then like as I get older, I think of there's a few other spots that could
and Cali is just huge. Cali has so much to offer. Cali is just you can go like in the desert then go skiing like the same day. Like it's Cali is
and
dope.
70 is my weather, so I hear 70 is pretty consistent. I like 70 weather for sure.
It's beautiful.
And what I love about it is it's similar to New York in the sense of how it has its city and that feel, and you can go up north a little bit and it's a little different. They got their own kind of thing going. It's kind of like New York, and I'm speaking at from a sense of what I hear, people I know that are from there, and I've never been, but just going off of that, and seems very similar, very similar.
What?
Yeah, but would love to visit. I know I will, and that's dope. That you could think that way. You could think down the road. There's nothing wrong with that, guys. You could dream, man.
It's not a race.
It's not a race.
Nothing's a race. It's
a marathon. If it is a race, it's a marathon.
And what's that saying? Slow is smooth, smooth is fast.
I like it.
That's it. Plan. There's nothing wrong. But in building the foundation was dope about in us and what we're doing and us coming up. Like been fortunate enough to been able to have experienced some places. To possibly consider in the future whether just out of places we've been. Miami, Tampa, being out there, being able to see a bunch of places out there was beautiful.
Yeah, Tampa's still one of my favorite places in Florida, right?
Gorgeous. Now. It's gorgeous out there. But yeah, and then love to get more out Midwest just in what we do, just as entertainers, as artists, um, and be able to explore different spots that way as well. And traveling is dope. Traveling is always
Any places overseas that you would want to visit, like, or that's on the radar, like if you was to get a chance, be like, all right, trip to
some
anywhere in the
tropical
world.
joints. There's
Yeah,
tropical
like
joints all the time.
rainforest type vibes.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
I always wanted to see a rainforest.
like
That might be fire. My
um.
pops told me about a rainforest in Puerto Rico that he went to. That
Oh
was
yeah,
dope.
forget about it. Like that's
PR might be a dope
Yeah,
place for me
that's
to,
a spot.
like, if I was to just
Yeah, that's
kick back when it's all
yeah.
feet settled in, and might get a spot
Might
there.
be
That might be
over.
cool.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I need to get out there like immediately. I need to get out there immediately.
Yeah, bro.
But yeah, there's so many beautiful spots, man. So many spots still to explore.
Yeah.
But overseas, yeah, definitely. There's again so many countries, so many spots to that I would love to see. You know, I would love
So
to.
no place in particular is just more like, tropical place where it's nice weather.
Word.
Kind of rainforest vibes if you can, water where you can see almost see
what
the
I'm saying?
bottom.
See the straight all the way
Yeah.
through. Facts.
Yeah, I love that type of shit, boy.
Hey man, I hear just go. You know what I'm saying? Like Fiji and shit like that.
Mhm.
Places like that.
Yeah. I hear great things about that place, boy.
Word.
Bali and all those places.
Absolutely. I'd love to see more spots in Southeast Asia. I went to Thailand.
Yep.
Oh Jesus Christ! Like 7 years ago now.
Yeah.
Yeah, time flew. But I would love to, and I didn't even get to see all of Thailand. I just went to two different like 3 city locations.
Yeah.
And or tour well, Bangkok being the city and the location there, like a district there, and then more south Thailand. We were in Phuket, and Patong City was right next to it. It was fire. But I'd love to explore like northern Thailand, and I'd love to go back to Thailand. And
now, I would say, speaking of there, was there any kind of food that you would say like you tried that you just kind of went
I don't even know.
real experimental
what it was
with
called.
the food?
I don't even know. Some of the craziest food. Well, yeah, the street vendors are delicious. You know what
so
I
you
mean?
hit the vendors on the street.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It was delicious. And they'd have fruit. You know what I mean? Veg, all that. It was fire. Just mangoes. You just walk in and they just be everywhere.
And go
you
get
know,
right.
it was get right. It was dope. But there was this one. We was getting like we had this lady with us. She was pretty much our tour lady, but she took us around like a whole bunch of spots. And we were getting tours of like temples.
Wow.
And they pretty much was all by water. Like their ways, like this part or wherever we were, like the street was all. We were in a boat, and we ended up coming across like another boat, and it was like a marketplace, like a food joint, and they cooked some shit right on a flat cast iron joint.
It's fire.
And they put it in like a leaf bowl. They put like these leaves together, clipped them together, and then they gave us just a skewer, like a wooden skewer.
Wow.
We just ate it out of a leaf bowl. I don't know exactly what it had a little spice to it. It was just right in front of us. The shit was cool. It was delicious.
Yeah, wow.
But so definitely had some interesting food experiences out there for sure.
Would you consider yourself a foodie? Somebody that like to experiment with different
absolutely.
stuff?
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
like if you get a chance to see the world a little bit and try the different foods of their culture, you would do that?
Absolutely.
You would try
I would love to. Japan is a spot. I would love to go to Japan. I would love to. Tokyo in itself is ridiculous, just from shit I've heard and videos I've seen, and it's ridiculous. I would love, but Japan itself, the whole country is like gorgeous. The food out there must be, oh my gosh.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of those places I would love to go just to experience what the
The
culture is like.
culture is
Yeah,
beautiful.
cause man, it's a big world out there,
Mm-hmm.
man,
Yeah, it is. It is.
and it'd be great to explore it, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, shout out to the people that get a chance to,
Yeah,
get a chance
absolutely.
to see
Absolutely.
some of these beautiful places.
Yeah, yep. Shout out, my boy Dave.
Yeah,
He out in Florida now. Shout out to him, man. He was the one who got me to go to Thailand.
yeah, yeah,
He's been,
all over, huh?
he's told me just a lot of first-hand accounts. So
Facts.
places I would love to.
Shout out to Dave.
Yeah,
man.
that's the guy right there.
Facts.
That's over 20 years. I've known him for over 20 years.
That's dope.
So
That's dope.
yeah.
And that's hard to come by, man. Friendship.
Yeah, yep.
Friendship like that that can last.
Just
long.
pick up the phone and what I'm saying,
Yeah.
it's right where we left off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, I'm fortunate to have a few of those too. Man.
Mhm.
I'm fortunate to have a
I'm
few
fortunate
of those.
to have met him, man.
Yeah, that's dope.
Incredible souls.
Yeah, me too. Me too, man.
Word.
He's awesome. Can't lie.
Well, shout out to our peoples, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord.
Word.
Big shout out. Big shout out.
Hell
yeah, man. So to dive in, man, just a little bit about the music, to go back into the music, what would you like to where would you like to perform? Where is a place like that you would like to perform, since we're talking about different places you would like to see, places that you would like to visit? Would you go more of these places like Japan, or do you have other places in mind that would get your juices flowing, if you will? Pause. You know what I'm saying?
Just performing. I think you can agree. Performing anywhere, man.
Sure.
It's always a great feeling to have a crowd. That's involved.
Sure.
That's the biggest thing. Is I want to perform where the audience can get involved.
Sure.
And they could, they feel it. It's like they want to be there. Sometimes you can have just a dead crowd. I've seen that on YouTube videos with you pay all this money to be here, now you just
standing watching face.
Yeah, but I feel like overseas, to know that they got somebody coming from the States over there or wherever, like they embrace different, But I wouldn't I can't personally attest to that. But I would love to, like, performing in the UK or something, or Japan. That would be crazy. That would be. I would love to do that.
Yeah, we got a lot of people checking us out in Brazil, man. That would be a fire place
Brazil
to go.
Would be crazy.
Because they have a lot of, like, that's a rich, extremely rich music culture.
Yeah.
Brazil.
Absolutely.
So that would be really, really cool to perform there. I would say there's a few places, if you think about it, man, that you would be like, man, I made it. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is dope. As artists, we know, like, there are those arenas, there are those places. Now, overseas versus in the States, for whatever reason, it seems like the love is outpouring. The money is, lucrative. We haven't been able to perform overseas yet, and that would be a moment for me.
Yeah,
to be it's on.
When it's like, we leaving the country.
Yeah.
Like, because it's dope to say, like, we going to Florida, we going to Georgia, wherever, like, or Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Like
I think about those places like Atlanta, our home state, New York, Cali, Chicago.
It's just something different to
Philly.
be like, I got a performance. You're gonna have to wait till I come back to the States to get a hold of me. Unless, what I'm saying, I get some Wi-Fi, hit me through the book, but I'm gonna be busy. Like, can't hit my line. You know what I'm saying? I got an international flight. Like, that's a game changer. That's a great feeling. That's a super great feeling. That's the
I made it moment.
Yeah.
For me, I think it should be for a lot of artists out here. You know, if you think about it, for us, we performed on really nice
Yeah.
situations,
Absolutely.
stages, and
Absolutely.
in
Good
front of crowds
crowds.
that
Yeah.
was rocking with us.
Absolutely. A couple
We can
thousand,
do,
Yeah.
yeah, and we can do, a garden
Yeah.
or you- crypto.com.
It's
You know what I'm
I don't know how it is for you when it comes to performing, right? And
right.
I would love to know.
Sure.
Um,
What's up?
but I almost feel it's not as nearly as intense, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But you know how like Mike Tyson says, it's he's kind of worked up,
Mm-hmm.
but as soon as he gets in the ring, it's like,
He calms down.
oh what?
This
Like
is it.
yeah, this
This
is
is what
it.
I'm
Like
doing.
that's like you notice I don't talk much. I be kind of just chilling,
Yeah.
and beforehand, and it's like, all right,
You
thinking
gotta
about it,
mention.
I'm going over my words. I'm
Yeah.
trying to make sure everything is like, all right. But now, as soon as I'm on stage, like,
Yeah.
it doesn't really matter who is in front of me or not.
Well,
And
because it's a mental preparation. It's something that you have to think about daily. The build up, the anticipation at a high clip. You're
Right.
constantly picturing yourself in that moment. So it's so easy to get lost in your head. And then once you get to the stage, it becomes a place of comfort, a place where it's familiar again, like riding a bike. Man, I haven't really been on a bike in a long time, but
Word.
get me on one. I know what
it's
I'm
over.
doing. You know, it's so. I love that saying. It's like riding a bike
Mhm.
because once you did it, it's like you don't really forget it. Almost like driving a car.
Right.
You know, I mean, obviously there are people that still don't know how to drive a car after learning how to drive a car. But
Right.
anyway,
That's
that's
individual
yeah,
problem,
that's
yeah.
individual drivers here and there.
Word.
Obviously,
But yeah, so I don't know if your preparation is kind of the same, or like how do you approach going on
Sure.
when it's showtime?
Sure. So when it's showtime for me, I like to listen to the set before I go on there. So I need that moment before I get on stage to just listen to where we going with it, so I can visualize how to approach it. Now at this point, I'm already looking at the crowd. I'm already feeling the energy of the room, and now it's time to tune it out and
What?
get into the zone of understanding that each word matters. It's one of those subconscious, like it's burned into my subconscious. I gotta tune it out, tune it all out. In that moment, nothing else matters but what we're about to do. I have to have that moment.
What?
Now, one thing I've discovered more recently is that I like coffee or some sort of caffeine. I would say coffee. I don't really do the energy drinks, but shout out to the people that do the energy drinks.
Yeah.
Big shout out to
The
y'all.
Red Bull life.
The red. I used
like,
to do that back in
Word.
college, bro, and it was like, I get it. I had the jitters after I drank too much of that motherfucker. I had to relax. Monster drink was like the drink of choice at the time, and I used to wild out, just drink too much.
Monsters were definitely good.
They overcompensated, bro, with the can, man. They had to have the tall can.
Yeah, they went dummy. They went crazy, and then they made the coffee flavor.
Come on,
yeah,
now
it
they
was
started
different.
flexing.
It was different. It was different, but for me, I stopped the energy drinks. I had one of the amps.
Oh,
it was the amps, and I had a crazy allergic reaction. I was like, I don't need these shits that bad. I don't need them. So I actually after that, I haven't. What I'm saying?
It's so. But the coffee is a vibe for me. It's a life. style, and I feel like having that before performance sometimes gets me ready. You know,
Word,
I
definitely.
got my usual 1-2 punch. That I keep in the in the chamber for me. So I
Nah, word,
so
definitely.
that's a given. But I try not to drink though, man. Honestly, I feel like sometimes when you drink alcohol, you know, I would say even beer, more so for me, gets me groggy, lapse and gaps of the memory sometimes.
Word.
So I try
Nah,
to stay away from the beer.
absolutely.
Alcohol is a different thing because sometimes it can get you a little too ready for the moment, if that's even a thing. But just overconfident to the point to where if you are messing up, you don't think you are. You're not really in the moment. You're almost already at the finish line.
Right, right.
So that's something I try to keep to a minimum until the time is right. Then it's a turn up. But to
Most
piggyback off
definitely.
of that, you know what I'm saying? You being somebody that I've shared many drinks with, man. But
Yeah.
shout out to you, man. Doing
Appreciate you.
you keeping this thing going, and
Yeah, yeah.
and it's cool, man. If you guys don't know what we're talking about, Tone is taking that life of sobriety, man. No
Yeah.
drinking
What's today
alcohol.
is the like the third, right?
Yeah,
Today's the third. This month I'm a year.
that's fire.
This month I'm a year sober.
That's
So,
fire.
but yeah,
It's a celebration.
word, hell yeah, appreciate that, man. But you're absolutely right. Like that, that confidence thing. Nobody could tell me I was ever
Sure.
too. I don't. I mean, I probably couldn't remember, but every performance that I can think of, I don't want to say I ever like drank too crazy before, but if I did and I went up there like fucked up, I think I'd handle myself good.
Hmm.
I don't think I really, you know what I'm saying, did anything to where I was like, I can't believe I.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've definitely forgotten words. You know what I mean, and
Sure.
had to just keep the show going. But I don't think like
Sure. Nothing.
I've
You
crazy
definitely didn't
embarrassed
fall or
myself.
nothing like that.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like yeah,
Yeah.
um, definitely fucked up words. You know what I'm saying. I've
Sure.
gotten popped and just, but that
So
show is a blur. You know what I'm
so
saying.
in comparison now that you have shows with both, how do you feel
Oh,
with
it's
with the preparation? Like
yeah,
it's much clearer head.
it's light years different.
Yeah.
It's light years different.
That's dope.
And not every show, even when I was drinking, I would, well, towards the end, I definitely was. Never mind. I'm just scratch that. I was drunk. I was 99.9% of the time just
Yeah.
popped. But, so it's worlds better.
Zombie Tone was a fun time
Was a
though.
thing, yeah.
That was
It
a whole
was.
thing. But it was a fun time till it wasn't, and that's for many people that get to that point of oblivion.
Yeah, nah, dead ass, man. It was blatant oblivion, like, I'm just not giving it. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
But it had to be up to me, and like,
sure. Nobody
and
else's
nobody
terms.
else. It didn't, it didn't matter, and I had to realize, like, for myself,
Hmm.
like, this is what I need to do, and it's the best thing I could have ever did. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
way should have done, obviously sooner, but at the time I felt like I wasn't ready. I probably would have, not withdrawal, relapsed. If I tried too soon.
I get it. I get it, man.
Um,
And trust me, man. I'll speak for all of us that care about you, man. Like we all super proud that you
appreciate that.
keeping this shit going.
Appreciate. Oh yeah.
It's a dope thing, man. You know, you, you are an example for people who feel like it's difficult to do. You cold turkey that motherfucker,
Yeah,
bro.
yep, I did. And
You really
you know,
did.
that first, it's hard. Like, this shit is not a cakewalk. You know, it's not going to be. But it's worth everything. Like, it's worth everything. Um,
Word.
you know, and it's possible.
Sure.
That's the thing that people, you don't need it. You don't. And a lot more people care about you than what you think.
Yeah.
People got to realize that too. Is
That's
that there
huge.
are outlets. Like,
That's
there
huge,
are
bro.
people that care. There are people that will help you. You
Mhm.
know,
And it's closer than you think.
way closer than anything. Well,
You know, and
it's way
sometimes it
closer.
comes from the places, bro, that you don't least expect it.
Right.
You know, the people, the strangers,
Mm-hmm.
actually may say something that comes from such a place of care
Right.
and love that it, it resonates with you a little different when you hear that from someone that may not even really know you like that, but
Right.
may see you in a bad way,
Mm-hmm.
or for whatever reason they see you in passing, and now you don't look the same. I think it's a beautiful thing that there are beautiful souls out there that care about others,
Yeah.
to want to see
Absolutely.
others in a good space.
Absolutely. And like you
Because
said, sometimes it may be the stranger, but you're
sure,
absolutely right. Yeah.
sure, because as fun as you were, um, you was like that, and as much fun as we've had, bro. We've had a lot of fun doing that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
uh,
I had a
much
fucking
rather,
ball.
yeah,
Yeah.
bro.
I had a
Trust, I know
blast.
it,
I
I
had a
know it, I
blast.
know it, and we got stories forever. Now those stories,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
we got plenty.
Oh my
Um,
God. Yeah.
but trust me, bro. Way more happier now for you to see you in a space of comfort and clear headedness.
No, I
And
appreciate that, man.
yeah, because like I said, we had a lot of fun. You was never uh, everybody have moments, but you was a happy drunk.
Word.
You're someone that you was a happy drunk, and you would have probably drink a lot of people under the table, but a lot of the times you drank yourself under
Nah, yeah, nah.
the.
That's one thing I can't help. That's because to me, it's looking back, it's funny now.
It is
Like,
hilarious.
cause I look at just my stature, bro, like my weight, and I'm
Yo,
like, and I look at what people be drinking, like, yeah, got some of this, and like,
you used to wipe that
that'd
out.
be
Pause.
three people could pass around was a personal, and but I knew it was a problem, when I was hiding shit from like y'all. You know what I mean? Like, when I'd be like the nips and shit, I'd
Sure.
be tucking those shits. I had the flask with the pint,
Right.
like, and make sure, what I mean. The flask was always filled, but
Right.
would drink from the pint, as you know what I mean,
Right.
before I'd put it away, like fill the
Right.
flask. Like, it was just ridiculous. Like, I was just extra, and then whatever we would buy for all of us to partake in the
Right.
beers, I was the mixing.
Oh
It was
yeah.
crazy. I mixed
Yeah,
the
yeah,
wine.
your
It didn't
beers.
matter.
Yeah, it
I
didn't
just
matter.
drank.
Whatever it was, you
But
got to it, bro. I don't know how you did it, bro.
yeah, that's why neither do I. It's and no eating. You know what I mean? It was crazy.
Yeah,
So it's to me
crazy.
sometimes it's funny because people,
Yeah.
you know what I mean. With the but what also was dope about being able to stop is and not because it's like oh I because I can do and not in any like braggadocious way or anything, but it's the people who you don't realize you're inspiring. I've had people reach out to me and be like, tell me that they're proud of me and like how it helped. They kept going
Yeah.
because maybe I posted something positive.
Sure.
And and let this be a message for anyone listening. If you're going through it, like it is worth it all. Like, what I'm saying, don't
Yeah.
don't stop.
Nah.
As hard as it may be, like that, it was it was bad. It was super rough, but it was worth everything. It's and it's possible. It's completely possible, and people care about you. There are people who care about you and who do want to see you win, and in a time of chaos, and it's possible. But and you don't know who you may inspire in doing so. You have people who look up to you or inspired by you, and to see you do something as difficult as this and accomplish it, you can inspire more people to do so. So
Yeah, that's
you know,
dope, man. That's dope. Speaking of, uh, inspiring people. What is some of your inspirations, bro? Like, what are some of the things that let's go music.
oh
An
man,
inspiration.
mhm,
Let's go three. We're gonna do keep the top threes
top
going.
threes going.
So I don't want the who you think is the best. Obviously,
Mhm.
everyone can debate that on their own time. But on our time, we're just gonna hear about your inspirations, some of your biggest ones through music,
Um.
three through music, three through film,
Okay.
and three through, I would say, life. You can even go sports into that. Just
Okay.
entertainment. You can keep it entertainment, or you can just go. Let's go three through life, and there may be some entertainer or some sort that does that for you. But just three in life, three through film, three through music that has helped you in life at some point, whether it is through music, in your music,
Right.
or just in life as your day to day
Right.
shit that you keep close to the
Huh.
chest.
That's so for music. That's difficult because I can go specific genre, but if I'm going just broad music, that's
Inspirations.
inspirations. That's hard, man. Big Pun
Sure.
is definitely, Big Pun and Nas when it comes to hip hop for sure. Top
Mhm.
at least top two,
Mhm.
and that third is interchangeable.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
that's
Sure.
difficult.
Sure.
But you know,
If you
a
had to
lot of
throw someone there, if you had to throw someone there, as far as, and it doesn't even necessarily have to be what influenced, like I said, with you in music. It could
right,
have been, an artist that they had a song that, or a band or something that
yeah.
kind of stuck. You know what I mean?
So I
Kind of
say yeah. So
motivated you or something that
mhm.
I had some songs back in the day when I was hooping a little heavy that I used to keep in my rotation.
Yeah, that's
So
that's
something
that's
that
difficult because
hit.
some artists may just have um a song that was fire. So I can't say the artist that record was fire. But then you have whole artist who was just
Sure.
inspirational. I would say Big Pun for sure. When it came to singing, somebody I listened to a lot was Kobe Honeycutt, and he bruh, phenomenal.
I
You know what I'm
swear,
saying?
bro.
Super phenomenal.
I swear, bro. It's a superpower, bro. I literally was over here thinking that, and I was gonna say to you, if I was to give you a third one,
Yeah.
gotta be him.
Yeah, no, yeah, Kobe Honeycutt, man. Shout out to him.
Yeah, big shout out.
He's um,
I remember that.
phenomenal for
I
people.
remember that.
Um, the shit he's wrote. There's a lot of music that's going unheard. Unfortunately, he's been doing music for years. He was on I'ma Do It. He was on the hook for I'ma Do It.
Mhm.
Fabulous.
Mhm.
He was the Snoop Dogg record. I don't need no bitch. You know what I'm saying? He was
Yeah.
he the song Akon with Akon and 50 Cent. Don't even look at me wrong when I come through the hood.
Of
I still
course.
kill.
Of course.
Kobe sang the original hook, and was it with Beanie Siegel or Bun B? I can't remember exactly who did it with, but I still will. And he same thing with the hook. It's same type of hook, but the lyrics are a little different. Oh, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm stuck in the hood. Ain't nothing changed still. Holla at the homies. Oh,
You said it was Colby and
Kobe.
possibly you said Siegel
So if
possibly.
you put Kobe Honeycutt, I think it's I Still Will. My little sister hungry. Yeah. Oh yeah, yep, for sure. But
Yeah,
he
that's dope. That's dope. Yeah, he's slept on.
yeah,
Not
he
many
did
people.
records with Exhibit.
Hmm.
Gotta get him. I'm in the back of the range. Click clack it. Yeah, man. He somebody I've been listening to since the first record I heard from him was I'ma Do It, and then from there I was like, yeah, bro. So he inspired me to tamper with the singing, and I sing with along with some of the hooks, and you know what I'm saying.
Wow. So you said the original.
I believe it's
Uh,
I
you
still
said
will.
I still will.
Yep, I believe so. Kobe Honeycutt. But I think I might have fucked who the actual artist was up the hip hop the rapper.
I still. Let's see. I got. I'm not a rapper. Where I'm from. To come up. You already know. I see that I'ma do it, join.
And he got mad
Yeah,
records
he's
that,
been
like I
doing.
said, go super unnoticed.
Yeah, that's dope, man. You know, that'd be dope to get y'all on the record together.
Oh, bro, that'd be
That'd be
super
dope.
fire. Would love to make that happen.
Yeah, it
Um,
will. It will happen.
word. So yeah, big shout out to him.
Yeah, big shout
Big
out.
influence. Um,
So yeah, movies then.
bro, that is difficult, man. That is.
And it doesn't have to be actor. It can be director, writer.
I'm thinking of
Yeah,
everything,
yeah,
man.
yeah. It
Cause
could be any of
that
those.
is, like, I'll say my favorite actor would probably be Denzel.
Gotcha. That yeah.
Denzel
What a
is
great fave.
is just
Word.
come on, bro. Like,
Favorite Denzel movie.
come on, man.
Ah.
That's hard. That's very difficult because everything is so great in its
Most
own
watched
way.
Denzel
Oh
movie that you say. Which one do you think you spun the most out of all of his films? Not saying that's your favorite, but
right.
something that you would say you've came across,
Oh my,
find yourself coming across more than the others.
bro. I feel like American Gangster or
Ooh.
Training Day is like the Scarface of
Mhm.
his. You know, there's that of his, you know what I
His
mean? Like
catalog.
those movies, just when they're on, you gotta watch them.
Sure.
You know, all of his. I feel like that would. You know what I mean? Like you
But
see him on
those-
screen, you just trying to. You gotta.
Yeah.
You know, he's great, bro. But like, that's difficult. Like he's so great.
To see the American good guy, the good guy that we all love,
Yeah.
play a bad guy role it was different.
Is dope. And then
Yeah.
and then to be able to see from that like Training Day to like Flight,
Sure.
to where
Flight
like
was
the
crazy.
was unbelievable.
Flight was crazy. Speaking of sobriety and just trying to figure it out, him
right.
doing that, like
right, unbelievable.
Crazy.
So I feel, bro, that scene hits different with the end when he
Yeah.
opens the fridge.
Yeah.
Yo, that's crazy.
Now, right? It probably hit you different more so now than it did before.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. That's wild. But
yeah. So
Denzel, that's one. Who else you
yeah.
got?
Oh, huh?
Who else you got? Who's number two? Well, not necessarily in order. It doesn't have to be order, but
it's
who will be another one?
bro, that is that's difficult. That's difficult. I love like I don't damn, bro, that's difficult. Cuz there's so many good actors attributed to so many good movies, and then there'll be a movie with multiple, that did their thing, but
and then you can choose that movie. That movie can be
it could
the
be,
influential thing. If you want to go there.
That's difficult. That's difficult. I'll say, do documentaries count?
Sure.
Yeah, I'll say the that unacknowledged. You know how I do with the extraterrestrials and the
Oh,
aliens.
okay,
To
okay.
my guy, I think I mentioned to him
Yeah,
before, Dr.
yeah.
Stephen Greer. You know,
Okay,
so
yeah, yeah.
anybody who want to get into that, you know what I'm saying?
That's
I could
dope.
look him up. That's somebody. You know that whole shit is super. You
That's
know,
dope.
super dope to
That's
me.
a different answer. I like
Word
it.
super. You know,
I like it.
you know. I can,
So okay,
so
so that's two.
I'm trying to you know
Yeah,
branch a
you
little
digging
like
you
you know
digging
like
deep into the
you know
archives into your
going
bag
deep.
on this one.
Yeah, because that is something super for sure. Um, man, you know that is. And I'm trying to think of like a director now, like
Yeah, done got
that.
you.
Yeah,
See that your
that
mind done went
is
there.
difficult. That's that's difficult. I could be here, bro, all day. I could literally be here all day.
Okay, let's go 3 influential people in your life. In any walk of life, anything could be. Yeah, any walk of life. It could be family. It can be uh, whatever you want. What a person that influences you one way or
Yeah,
another.
I would say, you know, if they can fit in unless they take 1 and 2, but you know the parentals, of
Yeah,
course,
sure,
you know what I'm saying.
sure.
I am who I am.
Yeah,
That's the
without
roots, you
them.
know.
Yeah,
They, you know, foundation.
yeah.
Um,
Facts. Shout out to your parents,
Word.
man.
Shout out to my parents. Love y'all to death. Um, and just in life, man. Um, yeah, now I can't even think of it. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
and
saying?
it
Now
doesn't
that's
have to
just
be. It doesn't have to be. You know, people that are on your day to day.
yeah,
It
for
could
sure.
be.
I'm
Yeah,
I'm going
that's
everywhere.
where
I'm
it's
going.
going.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So I'm like, all right, you know, now names and faces are just
yeah.
like
We gonna switch. You know our talks, and we gonna have top twos.
top twos, man. Top
Yeah, we're
twos,
gonna
and
have
then
to do a
you
top
know,
two. We're gonna figure that out.
word.
That may make it more difficult. Now you
Yeah,
gotta only
now it's
choose two.
now I gotta be more precise, you know, narrow.
Yeah.
Um,
We're definitely not gonna add to the list, cause
yeah, cause sheesh, 3 was the perfect number. Psych,
yeah, psych.
psych.
So
Um, you know, and I would say go, you know that I go back to that dude with the attributed to that documentary,
sure,
that Stephen Greer, because you know
sure.
what he preaches is that
Just
peace and
opens
that
up
you
your
know
mind and
opens
all of
up
that.
in his positivity,
Yeah,
the meditation and you know
yeah.
the whole thing
Just
and
opens up your mind
uh-huh.
completely about life.
Word, absolutely, and
That's dope.
people. His most recent thing was the lost century, and it talks more like the technologies and the you know, just the what just how much better we could be. You know, just peacefully. You know, just so much. You know, for whoever's interested, the lost century. You know, Stephen Greer, Dr. Stephen Greer is fire.
Yeah.
And I just like it. What you know what I'm saying? The message he do. Um, and you know, bro, somebody and this can go to movies, director, and just a personal life, bro. Is fucking and shout out to my pops for raising me on him. Is Bruce Lee. It's
Ooh.
Bruce Lee, man.
And that's
Bruce
another
Lee
thing
is,
I'm over here thinking about. I'm
yep,
waiting for you to say Bruce.
yep.
I was
Bruce
like,
Lee,
either
man.
he gonna say Tyson or Bruce.
Bruce Lee, man. Yo, shout out to Tyson too. Tyson's the fucking man.
Yeah, he is.
Um,
Big shout out to Tyson, man.
Word, he's the
Bruce,
man.
man. I figured you was gonna say Bruce because of, you know, our many talks about
Yep. Oh
how
yeah.
you know
man.
our love for just
Yep.
kung fu, mixed martial arts, and all that type
Absolutely.
of shit, bro. We
Absolutely. That's
grew up on that. And yeah, shout out to your pops
greatness.
for introducing
Yeah,
you to him.
and he raised me on him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I knew the Enter the Dragon, Return of the Dragon.
Shout out to my
Yeah.
uncle Jose, man. He the one that put me on to Bruce and got me into the kung fu movies and all of that. Yo,
Word.
big shout out to Uncle Jose
Yeah.
in Harlem, baby.
Word, greatness. That's greatness. But yeah, so you know, and Bruce was always, you know, everybody knows
Yeah,
Bruce,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
Bruce was,
He was very, very, very influential.
yeah, absolutely, super spiritual, influential.
Yeah.
To and you know, what was crazy is to figure out how they, unfortunately how he did pass
Sure.
is something that's wild to me. To be like, with the
Try to
saying and
dive in.
everything,
You
and
try to dive into
it's
like that
crazy.
whole, that wormhole is
It's
crazy.
crazy.
Pause.
And and he's greatness.
Yeah,
I think
man.
one of my favorite movies he did though was the Fist of Fury. Yeah, the Big Boss. I think it was interchangeable. The titles
Sure.
or whatever. Fist of Fury, Big Boss.
And
It's
I like how they are using some of his stories to create that what was is the
The
Warriors.
Warrior,
How you feel
yeah.
about that coming out? You
Bro,
excited
I'm
about that
pumped.
one
Season
coming out?
3 is gonna be fire.
Yeah.
Season 1 and 2, The
Yeah.
Warrior is
Yeah.
fantastic.
We were worried
show.
that it wasn't gonna come out either.
Yeah,
We
good.
thought
I think they were trying
it
to
was
find a
only-
new platform, right?
Yeah, and I believe it's on the same one.
Same one. They went right back.
Right. Yeah.
It's hell shit up.
It's
Nothing.
smart. Right, exactly. And it was a really good show.
Yeah.
Like we binged that motherfucker at the lab and
Yeah.
the crib and all that. We was watching that. That was a really, really well put together film.
Absolutely.
To know that he has something to do with that, and the character, not for nothing, reminds me of a Bruce.
Yeah.
Kinda character.
I think they try to emulate him, and they did.
Yeah.
Fantastic. The actor who did that was great. He was also on shortly after. I don't know if it was shortly after that, but it's dope being able to see that, doing something great like that. Now starting to see him everywhere. He's still that character for more.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can't see him do anything.
Since
I like
that was my first introduction.
that guy, man. That's with him. It's the cause they got the little 1-2 punch. I love the guy that, excuse me, that portrays a Bruce Lee type of character, but also his partner in crime.
Yeah.
Is like.
Yeah.
He's a dope addition to what they got going on there. He's a crazy motherfucker.
Yeah,
you hear
he's
me?
nuts.
He's nuts, bro.
But the characters are great.
Yeah, well put together, man.
Yeah,
all
excellent.
the actors are killing. Shout out to all the actors and Warriors. I'm glad,
man.
The powers that be allowed that to happen. For real.
I'm the worst with the names, but fucking he played Sub-Zero in the new Mortal Kombat movie. They also that actor's in there. He's wicked.
Yeah.
He's wicked.
Yeah.
Which they coming out with Mortal Kombat 2. I don't know if you saw shit for that. I don't think they put out a trailer, but they announced it. Yeah.
I'm excited about the trailer. I just seen though. The new Deadpool looks really good.
They put a trailer out for that?
Yes.
No way. Like a trailer?
A trailer. I would pull it up right now for us to see the trailer, but nah, we're gonna watch. We'll watch it in the feed. We'll watch it in the feed. Gotta spin that. It's a good one. Because I know once we spin it, we're gonna talk about that one for a good minute. Because it looks really good.
It's crazy. Wolverine in it. I think they're bringing like all the X-Men pretty much.
Well, I'm not gonna give away the trailer yet for you, or check it out. Check it out.
Now I don't know if it doesn't give it away if it's before the events of the X-Men movies.
It tells you everything.
Immediately?
Everything you need to know.
So,
everything
damn,
you need to know,
pumped.
bro.
Did it just come out?
I don't know.
I'm pumped.
I literally watched it this morning. And what made me feel like, so, if anybody's searching or surfing for trailers on YouTube or anything like that, just click the more button so you can go and see more of the description of the video, and it'll tell you if it's fan made. YouTube is really cracking down on motherfuckers that's like false advertising and shit like that.
Some of those trailers be wicked.
Yo,
those trailers be out of line.
You forget that it was in a movie that you already seen.
Yeah,
from them. You be all into it.
They're good. Yeah,
the
effects.
Good.
People are crazy with the effects.
Yeah, shout out to them, man. That does take work, and it's unfortunate that you put that work in to presented on the platform and just to get it taken down.
Word.
Hopefully you were able to get the followers and all that extra shit, the attention that you needed to push your platform forward and do more with it.
Because at the end of the day, it's building excitement for the actual thing people waiting for.
Bro.
Like it's still getting hype. It's still bringing attention, still getting hype.
Yeah, bro. It's all part of the plan. You know, for everyone to look forward to it.
Yeah.
That anticipation. Everyone wants that anticipation, bro.
Absolutely. No, for sure. So, I gotta check that trailer out. When they announced that Wolverine was gonna be in it and Hugh Jackman is gonna play, I was like, oh,
if they would have switched up the Wolverine, I might have felt a little weird about it.
Questionable, for sure.
You know, I would say this. I don't want any other Wolverine. Just clip the whole character if anyone's listening to this that has any sort of say so in that. But man, let me tell you, I don't see anybody else playing him. Like not like this is not a Batman situation. You know, you can't just keep interchanging. And,
Wolverine, it's Hugh Jackman. Like I could read the Wolverine comic, and I'm gonna read everything he says in Hugh Jackman's voice. You know what I'm saying? The little bubbles in his voice. It's gonna be his face. I'm picturing. No doubt. Yeah, it's Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, and what's wild is that even in an X-Men film where all of them are younger, even Professor X, Wolverine is still himself.
Hugh Jackman,
Hugh Jackman, and anything that had to do with X-Men.
Any iteration that they brought Wolverine in, it was
funny story about Wolverine is my mom growing up, because that was one of my first action figures or anything like that I ever had was a Wolverine.
That's fire.
And you know, I would I don't know if it's for my birthday or anything, I'm not sure, but I said I loved X-Men. I watched X-Men every Saturday with my brother. Shout out to JR. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Every morning we would wake up for cartoons on Saturdays. That's when it was like the popping day before you get your day going. You started it off with cartoons in the morning and everything, and once X-Men was coming around, you knew you was getting pumped up to head out and be outside for the duration. You know what I'm saying? But that was something I needed. I needed those G.I. Joes, but it was like I need X-Men figures. Now, at the time, Wolverine wasn't necessarily my favorite one. I really wanted X-Men. I used to play the game back in the day, and you know, in the towns and shit.
Yeah.
Like they used to have this in the subway, this big ass arcade that my pops used to take us to every time we pulled up in the city for our visit with him and all that. And he would take us, and they would have like all these throwback games, and
that's
man,
fire. Yeah, that's fire.
It's just a dope thing. So they had an X-Men game, and during one of those games, you might have played it. They bring it back in some of the arcades that we still have, like the Dave and Buster's and all that.
Word.
They still have that, but it's I used to love playing with the character Nightcrawler. Nightcrawler was my favorite character with X-Men.
Yeah, he's badass.
Yeah, I fucked with Nightcrawler.
Word.
So I wanted maybe a Nightcrawler. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. But my mom, all she heard was X-Men. And for whatever reason, she thought Wolverine was X-Men. Right? She thought
was the entirety.
The entirety.
I'm crying.
Yo,
so she said, I got you X-Men.
I got you X-Men. And it was a Wolverine action figure. And like I said,
dead.
I of course I fucked with Wolverine. If you fucked with X-Men, you fucked with Wolverine.
What?
He wasn't like necessarily my favorite at the time.
Right.
You know, so it was funny. You know, she was hyped. And she, explanation. I remember she was like, "Well, he got the X on his the belt and everything." I was like, "Well, all the characters got an X somewhere on there."
And so do the other men.
Yeah, so that was it, right? Exactly.
Oh my god, that's too funny.
Yeah, so that was that was fun. That was fun. But yeah, it's the trailer's dope.
Yeah,
Definitely
I'm
something
definitely gonna
that
spin
you.
that.
Well, we'll watch it after, shortly after.
Hell
That's
yeah.
a goodie right there.
Yeah, that's fire. I love what they were able to do with like Deadpool.
Sure,
You know,
sure.
you know,
It's a lot of people's favorite right now.
word. The second one was dope too. They were able to change it up with Cable. Like I think that's what, because if you just had Deadpool, it'd be the same
Yeah.
shit. It's got to be like who's the guest character, and Wolverine was the best thing they could have.
Yeah, and
Oh
I'll
my
say
God.
this: as silly as they made that first little teaser trailer they had with,
Yeah.
they were just sitting on the couch and being silly.
Yeah.
This one looks way more on the serious side.
Got you.
Still got the jokes. He's still him telling the story.
Yep.
But you can see that they're pulling from a story
Got
there.
you.
There's a
Alright,
story
yeah,
there with them.
okay,
So it looks like it's going to be worth it.
about something.
About something.
Alright.
That's a fact, it is.
And it's because the last Wolverine they did was the Logan movie,
Mm-hmm.
and they made that one like violent.
Yeah.
They made that pretty,
Yeah.
mature, I should say, with the
but
swearing
it
and
also,
everything.
but it also was funny.
Yeah.
They had an
But
element of
they just
humor
made it darker.
in that.
They
was
made
darker,
it,
dark
and then
humor and
Deadpool
everything.
came after that and
Yeah.
just embodied it with the
Yeah.
gore and everything. So these two movies coming together is about to be.
Yeah.
Yo, the kill scenes Wolverine's about to have is gonna be crazy
Right.
in it. Like,
Right.
I'm hyped. That's dope.
Only thing that's gonna piss you off is the release date. So,
No, don't tell me it's some bullshit.
but we'll
Is
discuss.
it at least? It don't tell me it's like 2025.
No.
All right, because then when movies be dropping trailers and then giving you like 2 year gap, like that's crazy.
That's
to me.
crazy. That's crazy. Please stop doing that.
Yeah, man.
Take those down. Leave the fan made joints up if
Yo,
they don't have fan made. But
word,
take the
dead
ones
ass.
down that
Dead ass, like for real. That
booking
shit
it
is crazy.
2 years out, like just for us to anticipate. And that frustrates me too, man. When they have part 2s of films or like
Mhm.
series,
Yeah. They did that
the
shit
second,
with
third seasons and all that. You gotta wait all that time, bro.
They did that with King Kong versus Godzilla. I think they
Come on,
announced the second one and did like a little teaser in 2022 and said it was coming out in 2024. If I'm not mistaken, it was that movie. I'm like, why would you even wait to 2023
Yeah,
at least?
right,
Like, damn.
right. And you know what's funny about that? Funny story with that, with us is how upset we was when we saw Godzilla.
Oh, come on now. Listen.
Big shout out to
first of
Sev,
all-
man. Free Sev, man.
Yeah,
So
free
Sev
Sev.
free.
That's my guy. That's
Free
my
Sev
dog.
to
Miss
that
him,
man.
miss him
Free.
so much.
Yeah, miss him too, bro. He'll be soon. He'll be home sooner than we know it, bro.
Hell
So
yeah.
we can,
Absolutely.
But free Sev to Sev free, bro.
Yeah.
But he was the only one that I ever heard really choose Godzilla. He was like, yeah, that's
Yeah.
where I'm going. He gonna
Yeah.
win that. So yeah, but sorry, spoiler alert. I should have said that before that. But it is what it is.
Hey, man,
If
listen.
you tuning in, hopefully you've seen it.
I mean,
If not, go
that
check it
shit
out.
came out like 3 years ago.
Yeah, come
You
on,
should have
catch
been
up.
seen it.
Yeah,
Damn.
catch up. Sheesh.
But yeah, nah, listen. Hey, look. They woke. Come on, King Kong and the. Come on, man. You saw the disadvantages. Was clear.
Mm-hmm.
Come on now.
So
Come on now.
So, a movie I spun more recently that I spun a long time ago was Equilibrium. When's the last time you seen that shit, bro? Have you seen that? And if not, you need to see that. With my boy Batman.
Michael.
No.
Oh, Christian Bale?
Christian Bale.
Nah, I don't think I seen that.
Ooh.
I don't think I seen that.
It's an interesting concept. That film's like, I want to say, Germany won the war. I think they get into it like that. They go deep. You know, you have to spin it again.
Right.
You know, people were more, I don't hate to be ignorant, but whichever war that was, I'm not sure which one they said, but they took over in a whole new world order kind of feel.
Gotcha.
So like that was the sort of, like a Nazi kind of takeover though of
Right.
Germany. Not necessarily the. Shout out to the people in Germany. That's not hatred. No, there's no hate there. Everybody that's showing love in Germany, and shout out to y'all. So, but more of the Nazi energy.
Yeah, back. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
it
old.
look. It kind
Yeah.
of looked it looked like their little swastika type
Yeah.
energy.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
looked like that a little bit, but it was tweaked for like
It
their
was
own
like
symbol.
influenced off of that.
It looked like
Just
it,
yeah.
sure, and the way they ran, that nation or whatever, the way they had it built up, it was they ran it with a heavy hand. This is how you have to be, and ultimately, what their goal was to strip people from their having feelings. Like you couldn't show
Oh shit.
emotion, couldn't
Okay.
show feelings, so it was like it was considered a sense crime.
Oh shit.
So like,
That's crazy.
yeah, so like imagine, bro, like, you know, you fucking hanging out, chilling, and you just start laughing, having a good time, and they arrest you. And then when they do that, they prep you to kill you, and then they burn your body, never to be seen again.
It's like a sensory crime. So like if I hurt myself, I can't react to it.
Yeah, yeah, in a sense of that, you can't show emotion, and
That's
not much
why.
emotion in any state. You can't show extreme levels of anger or like sadness. You can't cry.
That's nutty.
Yeah, so they
That's
strip you
crazy.
from everything. So us in that time wouldn't exist because they literally took away all things of entertainment, all forms of, so all movies they took away,
Wow.
all music, instruments, and all that, what have you, uh, historical paintings and
That's crazy.
like books, everything burned up. They just burned it, all history
That's
of
crazy.
everything.
So they just
Right. So
Yeah.
then they, with any sort of heavy hand that is running or ruling a nation or a situation like that, there's always a resistance.
right.
So that was uh, the
If I was
job. That was the job of Christian Bale.
Gotcha.
Was to find the resistance, the people that wanted to feel.
God.
That was keeping these, classic albums, record players, and keeping,
That's dope.
CDs and things of that nature
That's
that
dope.
remind them of, they tried to do something like that. It was a Michael B. Jordan movie. It was he was doing a similar job like that, but this movie was deep because they literally forced you to have to take an injection, and what that injection did was pretty much numb and numbed you,
That's
kind of
crazy.
like how
like
these
Xanax
pills,
shit.
Xanax,
Just
how these
yeah.
pills do to the people.
That's crazy.
So like people were like you couldn't show emotion. People would get killed right in front of you. Like, yeah,
What's crazy is especially if that's like that regime you're talking about in that flick is influenced from like the Nazi era.
yeah, and it's a throwback type of movie too. So obviously, kind of, it's pretty heavy. But go ahead.
Right.
Go ahead,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah. What's crazy is, uh, they would feed the Nazi soldiers, especially the ones who were like at concentration camps to do all that crazy shit, but also the ones in battle too. They used to feed them like meth,
Yeah.
and
That's crazy.
and just get them all drugged up and shit so they could just do whatever,
Wow.
So that wouldn't surprise me to be that if they did win, that wouldn't be far from the truth. You know what I'm saying? Just numb
Wow.
the public and do because they do more experimentation.
Sure.
Come up with something to just neutralize the emotions. That's crazy. That's a crazy concept.
Yeah, the concept is wild,
Yeah.
and like the way they train those soldiers is they train them in the art of combat to where it's like they use guns in like almost the form of like martial arts.
That's
So
dope.
it's like almost like a sword the way they use it, but they shooting as well. But it's a dope thing. They have like classes and things of that nature that they was teaching people how to do it. It's cool.
That's fire.
It was like a martial art, mixed
That's
martial
super
art with
fire.
guns, like how to shoot guns.
That's
You ever
really
seen
dope.
Wanted?
I was literally about to say
Yeah.
that kind of almost reminds me of being technical with the gun.
Yeah.
That Wanted was fucking super
Yeah,
dope. They shot the wings off a fly.
It was
That's
like
crazy.
it was like the first Wanted in a way of, but it's more dramatic in the sense of, and Wanted, you were doing things to manipulate the shot and the bullet, and they were having specific bullets that did some pretty crazy shit. You know what I mean?
Word.
And this one, it's like shooting a room full of people that are surrounding you, and your feet are planted. You ain't even move
But
your
still-
feet. You done shot everybody.
That's crazy. That's dope. Yeah, I gotta check. Almost
Wait.
some John Wick shit.
Yes, but like I said,
It's
more
on-
in a sense because they don't have any feelings. It's not like, bro, they're just not even. It's like robots. They
Right.
look like robots out here.
That's dope. I gotta
Yeah,
spin that.
Tay Diggs, you know who Tay Diggs is?
Yeah,
He's in it.
That's fire.
There's a couple faces, familiar faces. You'll
Alright,
see.
I'm gonna check
Like
that
they're
out.
young, and it's back. It goes way back, But
Yeah, I'm definitely
definitely
gonna
worth
spin
a
that.
spin, bro.
I'm definitely gonna spin that. That sounds
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, that concept is why I like little. I guess that would be considered sci-fi, possibly. I like little sci-fi type of energy.
Like, yeah, it's pretty much.
Cause it's almost like a post-apocalyptic kind of energy. Like they blew up a whole nation, and now everybody has to live in this one area in the world. Like
Got you.
it's like a one world. Like it's like a new world order. Everybody
Got you.
lives there.
Got you. That sounds crazy. That
Yeah.
sounds crazy.
And then like I believe it's called equilibrium because that's what the thing was supposed to do is kind of like balance it out to where you just never felt too high, too low on anything.
That's
It's like that equilibrium.
Yep.
It's like, yo, you throw off your equilibrium, nah, you're like at a super balance
Right.
to where
That's
you just
dope.
can't, yeah. And I mean, they had kids like that. They started
So start them young.
young.
Yeah.
They would be ejected as kids.
That's a crazy. Yeah, that's crazy.
Spin
concept.
that
I
when
will,
you get a
I
chance,
will.
bro. Spin that when you get a chance. It's a
definitely
lot of
will.
movies, man. A lot of movies, bro.
Yeah, a lot of goodies. A lot
Yeah.
of goodies, man. That's something. Being able to sit back and catch up on some shit for sure is
Yeah.
always good. Always good. I got a lot of catching up to do
Yeah.
on some movies.
Yeah, you told me about Nefarious. You said I
Nefarious
should
was
catch
a-
that. You
was
said
a-
I was a sleeper.
Was I think
It sounds like it gives me
fantastic movie.
evil vibes. I like
Yeah.
that show. Evil
Yeah.
was really good.
Yeah, and I think season 2 came out. I never got to spin season 2,
Neither.
but
Neither. I have to.
I think we spun the first season at the lab.
Yeah.
It was really good. So
Really
it
good.
was yeah, pretty much like that. But it takes place, because it's about this, prisoner who, he's saying he's the devil,
Mhm.
or he's possessed by a demon or whatever,
Sure.
and so the psychiatrist there or the doctor or whatever needs to confirm that he's sane for execution, which it takes place at like that same night. You know what I mean? He's supposed to die that day. So
Get
he's
Out.
got-
So the whole
so
film
it
is
takes
based
place
on
in
the
that day.
Wow.
So yeah, and
That's
like
cool. That's different.
yeah, so you get there and you sit down and it's just so it's all pretty much dialogue.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And it's not anything ridiculous, but it's like more of a mind movie.
Yeah.
More of a mind movie for sure. It was really good. I was a fan. I think the guy who I'm not gonna give it away whether you know what I mean. That's the point of the movie is to make
Sure.
you think whether it's
Sure.
whether he's possessed or not. But the actor, the convict, I
He's
thought
killing
fucking
it.
phenomenal,
He's killing it.
bro. Phenomenal. Like I thought he killed it. I thought you know what I mean. He brought that character to life and how he did everything. And
That's dope.
but yeah, just the dialogue of it was just really well well done.
That's dope.
Really well done. And like a lot of questions, not to cut you
No,
off,
please,
a lot of
talk,
questions
please.
sometimes that people just ask on a daily basis
Mm-hmm.
get asked during this conversation.
Mm-hmm,
And and it's dope, man. It's really good.
That's
It's
fire,
really good.
bro. And I think to hear you say that, like the actor, and he killed the role, he smoked it, made me go back to the previous question I asked you about your actors and that film that may be influential, man.
Yeah.
John Bertho.
Oh man, I'm tripping. John Bernthal is.
I know how much.
God, John Bernthal's my guy.
Yo, and you.
Shout out John Bernthal. Man.
Yeah, I watched a few things with him, but what really put me on to him was The Punisher.
Punisher, yep.
And you already was he's nice.
My start was The Walking Dead.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people,
a lot of people,
for the longest time,
I'm like I'm like the 0.5% that hasn't seen much.
Now the
of
seasons
that.
he was in, because I gotta come. That shows it finally ended after like 11 seasons, but I stopped after like the 7th.
It might be clipped for me, guys. I want to see it, but 11 seasons.
I got into like season 8. A lot of people stopped after the 7th because there's a character who died that everybody loved. So they were like, but the way they made him go out. You heard about it? The way they made him go out was crazy.
Right.
So people was just sick.
Yeah, sick about it. I heard a lot about that.
But the John Bernthal was only in the first 2 seasons, and
impact of his character was like that.
Fucking phenomenal, bro.
Yeah,
phenomenal.
I seen quite a few films with him that made me a believer, man. Another actor, just piggybacking off of the Punisher movie, man. The one that played the Kingpin. I can't think of his name.
Vincent. Don't give me the line with his last name. Vincent's D.F. Bro, don't get me the line. He's fire. Full Metal Jacket all the way to the Kingpin. He did and a bunch of movies in between, bro. Dope.
Yeah, man, and he was on Law and Order, I believe.
Yeah. For
Vincent, D'Onofrio.
Yeah, don't give me the
Vincent D'Onofrio, I think. But
he's
one hell of an actor.
He's
wow,
incredible. Men in Black. He was also
and you put me onto that.
Yeah, Sugar.
I never knew that.
And Walter. Yeah,
never
bro,
knew that he was
the
him.
Man, bro. Yep,
That's
the man.
crazy. That's incredible, bro. To be able to do that.
That's better. He pulls his face back. That shit is a classic.
Come on.
I might have to spin that again, bro. I haven't seen that in forever.
I liked all of them, even the more recent one too. It wasn't like the classic that we all love, but I thought just the story of what Men in Black is.
Was that the International? I didn't spin that one.
I spun that. I enjoyed that.
Word.
For what it was.
Right.
Obviously,
it's got to be its own.
You got to look at it that
entity,
way.
Yeah.
You got to look at it that way, bro. And they really took it into their own kind of lane with it. I will say, just the concept of what Men in Black is just phenomenal.
The backstory kind of.
Yeah, like.
Got you.
Like that would be like the ideal world when we talk about like aliens and humans, to where
like
we hanging out. Like we hanging out in the office. You think about I forget what the worms.
Oh, the worms.
Yeah, bro. They be drinking coffee, chilling. You know we be kicking it with the worms, bro. Sliding.
Oh my god, bro. Because you know they be blazing clips, bro.
Blazing clips, drinking coffee,
with
bro.
With their little ass apartments.
Always
Remember
laughing.
Men in Black 2?
Yes, bro. Laughing and shit, bro. But that is what I mean by like that's what you would see as like an ideal scenario of us being able to coexist.
Hell yeah. No, that sounds fantastic.
That's what I love about Men in Black. Men in Black was kind of a dope way to open your mind up to what could be.
Absolutely.
You know
and
I
think was it the first one when he's like the world got a whole lot bigger. And he opens the locker and all the aliens was in there.
Yes.
But then it keeps zooming out with like the universe is like marbles, you know?
Right.
Like
crazy.
Yo.
That whole concept is so
crazy.
People living in like a what's the name? It's like the necklace.
Yeah,
like,
Like, the galaxy was in the necklace.
Come on, bro. Come on.
Wow.
Come on, bro.
So
Like
great.
that's why, like, at the end of the day, um Will Smith got to be up there with one of the tops.
Yeah, Will
Like,
Smith is. Yeah.
not saying that, like, he's like one of my biggest influential, you know, people like that, but I really look at his career as something to marvel at. Like,
Right.
he's really
No,
someone
he's
that did
his
some.
impact for movies,
Yeah,
on the film has been. There was a point in time where he was my favorite actor.
got you.
It was when I was younger, like I Robot was coming
Yes,
out
fire.
and shit
I
like
Robot was
that
dope.
was incredible.
He tapped into a lot of, like, the sci-fi kind of feel.
Yeah, Independence Day.
Yep, Independence Day was one of my
my
favorites.
favorite movie,
Yeah,
bro. Like,
yeah, Independent. Yo, you ever played a game?
oh, was it PlayStation 1 or some
Yes,
shit?
bro.
Yeah,
You played, bro. I love that
bro.
motherfucking game right there, my G.
Yep.
I ain't even gonna lie. I played that one a lot as a kid.
That I know that. I might be also confusing that with the Men in Black game because we were just talking about that. I
Gotcha.
think they had that might have been either computer or
The one I'm talking about, you in the ship, and like, or you either flying the plane going against the aliens, or you could be the aliens going against the humans.
I don't think I
so
played that.
you was able to do. So there was a way to do the story mode.
Yeah.
Obviously, you could follow along, and they had little ways to incorporate new stuff, but it was primarily the story that we knew. So you got to relive that, or imagine that,
like from the
that
scenes.
so that was
so
fire.
Dope. That's so dope.
But then they had like a co-op version where we both would be able to like play against each other, or we could be on the same team.
Word.
To where we would have to communicate to attack either the aliens, or we would be the aliens that gotta attack the humans.
I don't know if I ever did.
That one
I don't know if I ever played that.
Really dope. Yo, not for nothing. You have like the access to a lot of the older games. I wonder if you would be able to, although it's PlayStation, that being such a classic, that might be. And they may have a new one out, like a newer one than that.
There's this there might be. There might be. I'd definitely have to look.
Which
but
one
there's literally, man, something that like I wanted to get into, but I'm just an Xbox guy, but
sure.
But like computers, there's like this I don't have you ever heard of Steam? On the computer? I think it's Steam.
Is it like a streaming
type of
thing?
It's like a gaming
platform.
Okay. And it's extensive. Because computers normally, like, if a game comes out, even like for either console, like it's normally coming out on the PC.
Is it like Twitch for in a way?
I think it's kind of like just a marketplace of games.
Got it.
Marketplace of games,
got it.
Deals and all that. And what's dope about it, because like, you can realistically, like my Xbox controller is like the USB plug into that plugs into the Xbox, so you can plug it into a computer. So I like what I wanted to do is look into Steam, see what it's really about like that, and because from my understanding, you can play games from way back. You know what I mean, with a new controller just on the computer. So it's like just tap into just some old school games. Like so that's something I would love to look into. Yeah. But let me ask you, what would you say? We was doing the list before, right?
Sure.
We gonna have a quicker list than I could. Give me like 3 classic games you grew that some of your favorites. You're going back to your childhood, 3 games that you was like.
I love that one. That's a great. That's a great one.
3 games you were like, yeah,
3 games. Well, I gotta go with 2K.
Copy. Any system too.
You know. Yeah, no doubt. I go. I love 2K, man. That was the first time I ever played. That was on Sega Dreamcast. Had Allen Iverson on the cover. I'm bringing it back. I think he went.
That's fire.
The cover 2 years in a row, I believe. I can't remember, but that 2K was no joke, and
that's dope.
My brother and I would always play that game. Always play that game. So then, speaking of my brother and I, so like that was my partner in crime with video games.
Yeah.
So growing up, and it's funny, I get to see it with my daughters. like playing on the same team. So a lot of people, especially now, they get into the more competing against one
Yeah.
another,
Yep.
and I did that too, but it wasn't always necessarily in the household. But my brother was older than me, and it definitely showed when it came to the stakes, bro.
Yeah. Yep.
He's very good with the with video games.
But there's nothing like the co-op though. When you could do
Yeah,
the
so we
co-op
was
shit.
playing. We like to play the games. You know, one player, two player, red circle, red circle, blue circle.
What?
Like
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
always did it, bro. And maybe that started with my pops when I said he used to take us to arcades and all of
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
My brother and I, we both won the same game. We would have to play together.
Yep.
There was
Yep.
never unless you racing, you could play together, but you never really had to play together. So at the end, I would have to go back since we're saying we're bringing the old, you can even go older games. There was it was called Coach K. Sticking with the sports. Now Madden is probably not gonna make this list, and I'm a phenomenal Madden player. I love Madden. I play that all the time. Basketball has always been my first love, so that's something that I gravitated to when playing video games, because when you're actually playing the sport, you can start creating yourself, start imagining yourself actually being in those moments. Big dreaming stuff. That's the dope thing about video games. It kind of takes you away from the reality for the moment.
Right.
People just gotta realize it is just taking you away from the reality for the moment.
Yeah.
Can't carry that over and walk into places with a headset talking about you shooting shit up like you was in San Andreas or
Word.
like people you are wilding. Don't blame video games, man.
Yeah,
Video
can't
games
do that
kept
now,
us
man.
video games kept us out of trouble, not put us in trouble. Fuck
Yo,
y'all talking about.
facts.
Fuck out of here with
That's
that
a whole
bullshit.
fact. Nah,
Fuck outta
always
here
been
with that
the
bullshit.
the stress reliever, man. It was.
I
It was
hate
the,
I hate that they can try to spin that.
Right.
Remember they used to say, "Oh, you keep playing video games, you're gonna be dumb, or you're
Yeah.
gonna
Yeah.
drain your brain." And now video game people are making more than doctors sometimes.
Yeah. Dead ass. YouTube is paying them out.
Yeah.
They getting paid. Twitch.
Mhm.
It's crazy. It's crazy. But and
Yeah.
that content just be blowing up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially if somebody's good,
Mhm.
it should be going up. But
So Coach K definitely that. So Coach K, what game that was? Like I said, it was in basketball. That was the college basketball game for way back when. Like, so it was like the first edition of being able to play that college basketball field. And me and my brother used to always play with the like as the O'Bannon brothers. So there was an older brother and a younger brother that played for UCLA during the time when that game came out.
okay.
So my brother and I always played ball growing up. So that was like our imaginations kind of putting us there, because we see brothers on the
Yeah.
same team playing.
That's
Although
fire.
we was further in age to be able to actually play on the same team in like high school or for a college or something. But that was like our moment to do that. Ironically enough, those same two won a case against the NCAA and all of that, I believe, and got all that shit shut down. So like now they can't even make any college basketball games.
Oh wow.
I don't even think they make college football games anymore. But that was dope. I forgot who I was talking to. I think it was T. Shout out to T.
Big shout out to T. What's good?
Yeah, man. I was talking to him about how, NBA Live, which is another game. I know I'm going over the 3, but just to keep y'all in the, the loop of, I play heavy basketball, sports games. But I would say, we were talking about how you can create a player in the college game, and then that player you could play through the seasons, and that player can get drafted into the NBA
Oh,
game,
that's
and then you
fire.
would watch that player that you created look exactly like you created him in the college game in the NBA. And you
That's
get to watch him
fucking
get
dope.
drafted, the whole bit. That was fire.
That's
They need to
dope.
figure that out. They starting to pay players now in college, and y'all need to figure out a way to get those games back. That was fire. So shout out to Coach K. Y'all made way for March Madness, which that's where it ended with March Madness. But so yeah, definitely I got those two games, 2K, all the way up to the to till this day. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
But
Word.
Coach K, it's crazy, a bunch of K's in there. Shout out to K too, by the way.
Yeah, shout out to K.
Yeah.
My guy.
But the third one I'm conflicted with right now. Because there's one I always mention when I talk to you about video games and shit. And that's Hitman. I
Hitman, yep.
love playing Hitman.
Yep, Hitman is
That game was
so
fire.
fire. Word.
Another game I loved to watch, because I never played it as intense as I did watch it.
Yeah.
Metal Gear Solid.
Oh, word.
That game was intense.
Yeah, Metal Gear Solid is different.
Me and JP, shout out to JP, we used to kick back and watch JR play that fucking game.
That's dope.
And he would play it like that was the thing. I told you, Jay was like a fucking, I don't know, man. He really could have made a lot of money off of video games because he always wanted to play the right way.
Right.
Like he never wanted to like go off and do some crazy shit.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the movements had to look real.
Yeah.
He didn't want it to just like the player wasn't looking like they glitched out when he played.
Yeah.
It was all smooth movements. It was tiptoeing when it was needed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
JR was one of them super gamers. That's why I don't even know I don't even think he game like that anymore. But I know his kids do heavy. You know, shout out to my nephews, man. OG and Joey, baby. You know what I mean? Shout out to BJ and Brian too, man. Word. But
Word.
like that is it's funny. He was such a big gamer, bro. Low key.
Word.
And like with the sports games, we used to make money off that, bro. Like that was, you know, people pull up talking mad shit. Come on, put the money where your mouth is, bro.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's almost like playing in the park. Motherfucker saying he could beat you. All right, let's go. Let's play. Put something on it. Put it on there. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I go. So, like, a lot of that happened. And when that happened, when I played with my brother, I could not beat him in fucking sports games. He always fucking figured out how to
Word. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
So I got Hitman, Metal Gear Solid, and then the other third one that I'm struggling with is more of a playful game. It's not necessarily how can I forget? Damn.
Uh-oh. It'd be hard, man. There's some fire-ass games, man.
How can I forget, man? How can I forget? Like that game, I would say it was man. Rainbow Six, boys, talking about PC shit. Like, you know, our cousin back in the day, man, he put me on the PC games. He used to have a bunch of them.
Right.
He was an inside nigga. He didn't like being outside like that.
Yep.
You know, he was definitely somebody that rather be inside. So I was the cousin to get him outside. That was me. But he had a lot of games. Like he was a super gamer on the computer. Word. He wasn't really good at them though.
Word.
But he had them.
But just enjoyed them, yeah.
But I was good at games, so I used to go kick it with him. Like I said, games keep you out of trouble, man. While a lot of my peers was getting in trouble and shit like that, you know, I had basketball games lined up on the weekends, or I was going to Harlem to see my pops, and pops always had the, you know, the awareness and knowledge to keep us out of trouble with that, just in general. And we played
Word.
video games in Harlem too heavy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm sure.
So
That's fire.
so like that kind of kept us in that energy. But yeah, I used to go there and play Rainbow Six, bro, and like trying to figure out hostage situations, and dude, that was crazy, bro. The strategy that came behind it. So that's in there. So I was like, damn, how I forget that one? That one's near and dear to the heart. But I would say, um, the playful game that I was gonna say is Crash Bandicoot. Crash Bandicoot was such a classic. That was such a classic.
Crash Bandicoot was
Yeah,
different.
so that's why like I would say that would be like I'll probably put that in there as a third game because you got the two sports games, but Crash Bandicoot was just a different kind of game.
Feel good game.
Yeah, it was a feel good game, just something different than what we was all used to, and it just felt like the escape. It wasn't necessarily like a real it wasn't necessarily a real person. It was I don't even know what Crash Bandicoot, a Bandicoot, right? Like is that really like I never seen what a Bandicoot really look like. Is that I don't know. But anyway, it was a dope ass game, guys.
Yeah, it was so much fun.
And they actually still have it going. I don't know if you knew that. Like they still have it, bro. Like I'm gonna have to spend that.
Yeah, and it's I think they remastered it, so it's like the classic joints, but they just look better.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So fire. Spyro.
Yeah. Oh my
That's
god.
dope.
Yeah, there was another game called Rayman that was a lot of fun.
Rayman was
Oh, you knew
so
Rayman?
fire.
Get out of here. Wow.
Rayman was so great.
Bro. I didn't
Yep.
I love Rayman.
Wasn't it like The Great Escape? Rayman The Great Escape
Something
or some
like
shit?
that, bro, but where it looked like he didn't really have like a body.
Like this shit was like floating. Right? Like his hand.
Yes, bro. Wow.
Rayman was
that brings
great.
It back. I love
Holy
Rayman.
shit, it does.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. See, I'm a gamer, Tone. I'm a gamer low
Rayman
key.
Was classic.
I'm a gamer low key, man, and I love to watch my kids play now.
Yeah, man.
Because now it's just,
Yep.
just kicking back and
still reliving
watching,
it in a
reliving
sense.
It. Yeah,
that's great.
Because just like when I talked about like my brother and I, just how we was able to just connect with that and play on the same team with the games. I push that with my kids because I think that creates a nice bond.
Right.
Video games do that, man. Just like a lot of forms of entertainment, but video games is something that I think, it's very interacting. It's trash when people ruin it. Some of the trash talk that they do, bruh, you could talk shit and still be entertaining with your shit talking. Like, just don't try to insult people all the time. You could talk shit and not insult people.
Right.
Like, I never was one to really. I would mute the headphones.
Yeah.
Shit like that. I like to talk shit in person because then you can kind of see the person. It's all in the fun.
Yeah,
the energy.
Absolutely. It's a whole different vibe.
You can kind of see if you say something and that person don't. He's a little upset because he's getting his ass kicked.
Especially some Mortal Kombat shit.
Yeah.
Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat shit.
People get real serious in competition, and us guys, man, we, that whole machismo, that macho kind of energy, alpha energy start coming through and start talking shit. Controllers can get thrown. Shit can happen, but it's all good. They're going to come back, pick up the controller, and play again.
That shit ain't broken.
Yeah, if it ain't broken.
That shit ain't,
Nah, real shit.
Yeah.
Real shit.
Absolutely. Some games do be, I want to play the real, as realistic, kind of like, your brother. So for some games, I'll turn off, like, the HUD. Like, I'll turn off how much, like, ammo I have, so it doesn't tell me, and I just gotta, I gotta go, I'll turn off, how if some games you locate an enemy, you mark them, you just see them, even if they're gone.
On the marker, you can see when they're pulling
whatever,
up.
So I'll get rid of, sometimes get rid of that. I'll get rid of the aim ridicule in the middle. I go, And then I be wondering why I'm getting frustrated when I'm
Yeah,
dying all the
all
time.
the
Like,
time. Yeah,
yo,
because you
like
done
what the
challenged
fuck?
yourself to the max.
Yeah,
You got it on expert.
expert. Yeah, yo, one shot kill, no HUD. Like, and then I'm surprised that I'm angry. Like, what
Yeah,
am
but
I?
it's cool though to challenge yourself with that, because like I said, with the games, and as long as you don't take yourself too serious or that whole thing too serious, because games could stress you out too. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Like, especially you get caught on the level,
yeah,
or you lose in the game that you had every intention of winning.
yeah,
Man, that frustration will boil over. Just realize at the end of the day, it's a game and it's fun,
yeah.
and
Literally,
even those moments of being pissed off because you can't beat it, it still makes the game fun, because it's like when you do beat it, you appreciate that victory
right?
a little bit more. It's
Absolutely,
like, oh fuck, you know how long it
absolutely.
took me to fucking beat that level type shit.
Yeah,
Yeah, I love when that
absolutely.
happens. I love when that happens.
Word.
Yeah, man.
I'm a big fan of the horror joints too. Horror games are a lot of fun.
Hmm.
Like just like the you know
Yeah,
horror
that yo,
joints are
it's
cool.
funny. My kids are into that.
Word, word.
The scare games, the
Yeah,
games that like got the jumpy ones.
yeah.
They into that
Those
shit,
shits
bro.
is you know what I mean?
My
Because
oldest is, she likes
those
horror
kept
shit.
like talk about getting focused in a game. Like if you got a game where you like, there's a game called Outlast, and it's only like run and hide. That's all you could do, pretty much. But you're this asshole reporter who, you know what I'm saying, how nosy they get, right? So you fucking decide you want to go into this asylum that's fucking abandoned, and you climbing through the window because the doors are locked. So you let me climb through the window,
Yeah,
and just hell breaks loose. You get all you get is a camera,
yeah.
with night vision with batteries. So if you in complete darkness and your batteries go out, you can't see crazy. You know what I'm saying in the
Yeah.
game. But it's one of those games when you got something coming at you, you got a boogie. You know what I'm
Sure,
saying?
sure.
So it's one of those like super. Oh shit! You know what I mean? Like the adrenaline is fun. It's the
So
horror games are cool.
so boom. I'm gonna give you some teams to join on. See which team you're gonna go with. Team this or team that, right?
Okay.
So team aliens or team zombie.
Ooh. Mm. Came out the gate
At
shooting.
the gate shooting. And I know how
You mean
fuck
so?
with both
What
of
in
them.
what like context? Like movies or just in general?
Just interest. And like
Aliens,
aliens, no doubt.
no doubt,
No doubt.
no doubt. I love zombies.
I know
the
you do.
movies, the concept,
Yeah.
the classic joints. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? World War Z was great too. I love like that. That was phenomenal. But like
Yeah.
when you got those, like the Dawn of the Dead zombie,
Sure,
and the
sure.
remake of that was fire too.
Sure,
but
sure.
the classic zombies are super dope. But like the extraterrestrial thing, like that's just and like I said, going back to the with that, because of my whole feeling towards that, that's it's just like limitless with that.
Sure.
That's why it piques my interest because it's just like limitless. It's just limitless, and it's incredible. The shit behind it, and what gets brought up and spoken about.
Sure.
It's, definitely there's so much more to talk about.
Sure, sure.
So many layers.
So, all right, boom. So, all right, we got team aliens. So, let's go team paranormal or team like monsters, or like
Yeah, like
mythical, like we go Freddy,
yeah,
Jason's, the Terrifiers, and then you got the paranormal shit that comes. There's an
Yeah,
element
like
of that,
demonic
and
and shit like that.
like those type of like.
Yeah, so you got like the slashes and like the
Sure, that's kind of
Yeah.
That's kind of where I'm going. The psychological
that's versus like paranormal.
like just killing.
Yeah, that's tough. Cause like the Terrifier, bro, is
Yeah.
I think especially we was fortunate to see the second one shot Galaxy. You know what I'm saying with
Yeah,
Galaxy,
yeah.
the guy.
Shout out to Galaxy.
Hell
man.
yeah.
Word. Yo, word. Happy birthday, Keisha.
Yeah, happy birthday, baby Acacia.
Yeah, man. Word too.
Word. Yeah, man. We got to see Terrifier 2 in theaters when it came out, and that was just a fucking ball.
Yeah.
And, to be able to see a killer like that kind of become as popular as, like, a Freddy or a Jason is,
Yeah.
in our time. That's dope.
Sure. Sure.
Another one, you know what I mean? I should say is so fire. But, so they're dope, but, when you get into, like, The Exorcist, like, that type
Those
of
type
horror
of joints.
is
That's what I'm saying.
crazy. Like,
It's like those. They both can go.
like, The Exorcist is still rated as, and in my opinion, is still, like, the scariest movie.
I hear that.
Like, it's, like, that can't, like, I don't know. I think I might have spoken to you about it one time, but watching fucking, when the movie came out back in the 70s, like, there was, like, news places all over going to theaters and, like, catching people on footage just fainting, like, passing out in the theaters, like,
crazy,
like coming out crying, people throwing up, like, will leave the theater, and the news people be like,
not for nothing, like, I really believe that energy is real, bro.
Yeah,
but
so,
go ahead, you said they
so
crying
so
shit.
so I say that with The Exorcist, but when it would almost kind of bring me to the aliens thing, when it comes to that religion and the spiritual realm, and
spirits
demonic and angelic.
Yep.
There's so much depth to that as well.
Really is.
That's what makes it, from The Exorcist to where it's it's vulgar, everything like that, to, like, just over the top possession movies, to movies like Nefarious, where it's just more dialogue and intellectual breakdown of it.
Freddy Krueger to me is like somebody that I think captured both of those because of him being in your mind almost. And getting you in your dreams. Like, he kind of served that purpose where he almost wasn't real. So how do you defeat him? Like,
he's almost like and it's almost like Hellraiser is a good mix of the two.
Sure, that
Hellraiser is a beautiful mix.
That shit is crazy.
Hellraiser is
wild,
really
bro.
good. Like that concept is crazy. Because it goes from demons and the concept of hell and everything is just
come get you. They will physically come get you. So all right, boom. So
I would say like the paranormal stuff, I would say has just more depth. You know what I
so
mean?
just like how it is with the aliens. So Teen Paranormal. All right. Let's go with a little bit more of a fun one. Still kind of in the horror field, but like Team Vampire versus Team Werewolf.
Say vampire.
Vampire.
Werewolves are dope, but vampires, you know what I mean? Like, I immediately think of, like, Blade. Blade 2.
Blade was
Blade
so fire.
2
I love Blade.
was my favorite. Out of all three of them, Blade 2 was, because they had the vampires with the split chin, and that shit
opened up.
That
he couldn't be beaten. Buddy couldn't be beaten with the hoodie. I forget what his name. His name.
Bro, don't give me the line.
Yeah, he couldn't be beaten, bro. He was fucking everybody up.
He was fucking Blade up so bad. Crazy.
He was no joke. He was no joke.
Crazy. That was excellent.
And I love when they allow the hero of the film to actually take a little ass whooping, because I hate when the guy fucking just looks like he's just running through everybody. That's why I never was like a Superman fan, because of
there's no competition.
Yes, like really when he wants, it's just over.
Yeah. Like Justice League, when he pulled up, it was,
bro.
It was a wrap.
Come on. So
I feel that. I like that realism behind it. When they can do as realistic as they can get with a fucking superhero type film. But Blade, so that's what I think of when it comes to vampires. But werewolves are fucking dope too. But that transformation is it's crazy. Like, if I had to pick between, rather be a werewolf or a vampire, vampire, like that transformation.
Yeah.
Like, have you ever seen American Werewolf in London?
Yeah.
Like, that shit look painful.
Super
like,
painful.
The pain is, oh my lord.
Yeah. But you know what it gives me vibes of? The Hulk type shit.
Yeah.
To where you just almost black out, don't know what the type of rage you
Yeah,
bringing to everything, which is
that's a
wild.
fact. Yeah, that's a whole fact.
Stronger, you faster, you have these instincts, but you're just a loose
Just, just
animal.
going crazy. Yeah,
Yeah. So
and
that
they
was
turn bites and attacks from werewolves turn people into werewolves, right? Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah. So that's super dope. That's super dope. But vampires are fucking fire, bro. Vampires are dope.
So team Marvel or team
DC,
DC,
Marvel,
hands down.
Marvel. I like too many of their characters. Like,
It's more in depth.
both. You know, I mean, if you want to talk like the comics, I feel like comics go in depth. I think Marvel, because they both started like around the same time, right?
Hmm.
So I mean, I feel like they both built their thing, but I just like how the Marvel story of it.
Yeah,
You know
I
what
feel
I
like
mean?
they connect them somehow,
Yeah,
some way. They all find a way to
yeah.
connect
But
to each
I feel
other.
like they're just
Yeah, I think that's dope how they do that.
they're almost like, if you think about it, alternate realities of each other.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Marvel's here, like, it's pretty much the exact same shit going on with just
Yeah.
different superheroes. It's like just a multiverse. Like,
Yeah.
instead of, Doctor Strange, you got whoever the fuck his name
And
was.
I
I
wonder if
forgot.
like Marvel like bought the rights to actually use real cities, and that's why DC can't.
That's why they got all the other shit.
Yeah, that's why
It
like
makes the
Gotham
most-
is like New York
makes
City,
the
and
most
then,
sense.
right?
Or,
Like that's
or
pretty
they
wild.
got to it first and was just using the name, so DC was like, "Fuck,"
Yeah,
like
that's what I'm saying.
yeah.
I wonder how that played out. You know what I'm saying? That's
Man,
cool.
I don't. That's a good question, actually. I don't know, but you can't. Come on, Spider-Man. You know what I mean? Like, even the villains of, like, sometimes they just say, pick your favorite DC hero, and people just kind of think of villains sometimes more so. They'll be like,
Hmm.
Batman, Superman. They basic ones, but people think of the Joker, Bane,
Hmm.
Killer Croc, all the, like, fire villains that they have. But like, even like, Marvel has fire superheroes and
Hmm.
their villains are fucking dope.
Right,
You
right.
like both of them just strong characters. Like,
S-
Green Goblin is fucking fire. Venom is badass. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
Like Carnage. The enemy of both. Like, brilliant. This is just
Yo,
brilliant. You know what I'm
really
saying?
is.
Come on, Marvel is fantastic. Fantastic. Doctor Octopus. You know what I'm saying? That's fire. Fucking metal arms and shit. Yeah. I think Marvel is just. You know what I mean? Now, who do you think would win? Boom. It's any character from each. You
They
know what I
just both
mean? When
collide.
they clashing. Every they going to war. Who's coming out?
Marvel. You know why?
Why?
Because the villains on Marvel is way crazy. Like, I feel like the only thing that is, like, I feel like the hero in DC, excuse me, that is Superman, can damn near beat every villain in that fucking universe, it seems like, if there's no fucking kryptonite. Like, it's like not many. I think he does lose though.
Well,
Doesn't Superman? Does Superman lose?
also, I think, technically is affected by magic as
Yes. Yes.
well. Kryptonite and magic.
Yes. So there are some that can probably get him on that sense.
Doctor Strange.
But that's where I'm saying on the
Yeah.
Marvel side it
So,
gets wicked.
I know
Because
Darkseid would be a problem though. Like, Darkseid, I think, could beat Thanos.
yeah, but then could he beat Galactus?
I don't know.
See what I'm saying? Like, cause like when you start thinking about like motherfuckers swallowing planets, like it's.
But I think Darkseid can get to that size.
Yeah, but that's
I
one.
think he can.
That's like one. They got like 8.
They got mad Celestials.
Yeah, it's like crazy, bro.
Yeah,
like,
I think Marvel too.
Yeah,
But that,
like Marvel is
I just
tapping
don't. I don't
into-
think I know enough of the characters in DC either.
I agree with that.
Yeah,
I agree with
like-
that. And we used to tap in, yo. Rest in peace, Christian. Yo, he used to
Rest in peace,
educate.
Christian. That's
He used to
fucking-
educate us on that all the time, man. Word.
Yeah, he was the encyclopedia. He had it.
Forget
He
about
had
it.
it.
Forget
Yep.
about it. Word. So like, yeah, that's wild. That's an interesting one.
Mhm.
So
That would be a fire movie
who
if
you,
they came together and just, you know how much money that movie would make if they just came together and did like Avengers versus like Justice League.
right,
Like, I feel like a draw like that would be stupid.
right, right,
Like in IMAX or some shit would be.
right.
They would never obviously ever do it.
Nah, hell no.
That they're
That would
doing
be crazy.
what? Like
That
if
would be
people
crazy.
found that out.
All out
Oh
battle
my god.
royale.
Oh my god. Between the two.
Yeah, wicked. I think so yeah, let me ask you. So since we'll do the verses and we're gonna kinda like keep in the comics but go elsewhere with it.
Uh-huh.
And who do you think would win between the Punisher and John Wick?
Ooh. I honestly think it would barrel down to like experience, like who's been doing it longer. Cause they're both just vile.
Yeah.
Like John, like they can do the same shit
Sure.
to each other.
Yeah.
Like I think John Wick has more. But then again, I don't know. You know, the Punisher normally gets his ass beat, but but just doesn't go down.
Yeah, he doesn't. Yeah,
He just doesn't
lose.
stop.
Yeah, he
He's like
doesn't
a
stop.
Wolverine.
Yeah,
Like
nothing like his will.
his will is what keeps him. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like, I think John Wick might. I think
That
John
hand
Wick
to
will beat
hand.
him.
I think that hand to hand shit. Like, if we just talking, gunplay and they just trying to get each other,
Mhm.
I think they might both just shoot till they out of
Yeah.
ammo if that's even
And it
possible.
would go hand to hand.
And it'll have to
It would
go
go
there.
hand to hand.
And
I
then
think,
when it goes there, I think Wick
but
might have
so
the-
hand to hand, that's crazy. I think obviously John Wick knows way more,
Yeah.
but Frank Castle's just like doesn't matter what you get him in.
Yeah.
Like he's endured literal torture like multiple times,
Yes,
and
he
he's
has.
so like his pain endurance is like you can't just choke him out. You can't
Yeah.
just beat him. So like. And he'll do what he has to do to
Sure.
win. Like,
Sure.
if he's getting choked out, he'll probably break his leg.
Sure.
I don't know. I think hand to hand, that's where Will comes in.
Yeah.
Because they're both just gifted fighters.
Yeah.
But I think it's Will. Frank Castle's Will is
Yeah.
stupid.
And I think Wick is the more gifted fighter.
Yeah.
And I think hand to hand would have to kill him.
Yeah, he'd probably have to break his neck. Or
Something. You know what I'm saying?
So,
Like,
he
would
yeah.
have to kill him.
But-
Like hand to hand, hit him in a place where like it could, I don't know. Like he knows a lot of that martial arts. He knows a lot of the mixed martial arts and shit
But
like that.
also, think about it. Frank Castle's also, a lot of his people, they're villains. They're like
Yeah.
superheroes in a sense. Like
Facts.
Frank Castle, like, he's squaring up with the Daredevil.
Right.
You know what
right.
I mean? Like,
Nah, that's a fact. So I say, man.
so he's squared up with Wolverine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I definitely and Spider-Man.
and Spider-Man.
But
And Spider-Man's stupid strong.
yeah. So I'll say that would be dope.
But John Wick is
John Wick, yeah.
he knows
done
how
that.
to handle any
All that,
situation.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
he knows how to do the crazy shit on horseback.
Yeah, that's
That's a crazy
That's a
fight.
dope-
That's
that
a crazy
was.
fight.
that would be.
That's a crazy fight.
So speaking of fights, man, we're gonna close out with this. We got a fight coming up, man, this month.
Mm-hmm.
Probably the biggest fight, one of the bigger fights that we probably have seen since
Since I would say
Tyson days, maybe, or
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, this is to the magnitude of this.
yeah.
I don't know, maybe even longer than that, but I would say this fight coming up, man, as a fight fan, man, as a huge fight fan. How excited, man, are you
bro.
to see this fight?
Like, bro, I'm pumped. You know, it's been a good year for fights so far.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And I don't know if it's, you know, even with the silly shit with Mark, and I don't know if that's
sure,
still happening,
sure.
whatever. But like, even that announcement, that's just out of all the silly fights that could be happening, I
That's
think
the
that's
best
just
silly
the
one.
funniest
Yeah, that's
shit
the
to
best
me.
one.
Like, so, but on top of like, you know, Tank Davis fight, you know, we just saw, you know, Belanga back.
Yeah.
Uh,
That Jared Anderson
yeah,
is
Jared
nice.
Anderson fight.
That was a good fight.
I think this fight is, you know, I'm pumped, bro. There's
Yeah.
no words for it.
They're in their
I'm
prime
pumped.
right now.
Yeah,
They're still kind of in their
and-
prime. So
and
this is
hungry.
dope.
I
Hungry.
think,
Yeah. Who do
yo,
you think comes out victorious?
Yeah, bro.
Spence?
Spence, bro. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
I'm
think
excited.
Crawford, you know, I think he doesn't seem like he wants it bad enough. Like,
Mhm.
you know, it probably feels different holding the 3 belts, being like, I need that last one, as opposed to being like, damn, he got 3 belts.
Yeah.
You know, he got
Yeah. Like
shit.
sheesh.
Yeah, you know, fuck. Like, he really want this belt. You
Yeah,
know what
yeah.
I mean? Like, he really want this belt.
Sitting over there
You
with your
know,
lone
like,
belt.
yeah, I'm gonna gut the you ain't nah, man. You like,
Yeah, I get that.
nah, he a
I
shark.
get that. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I get
he's a
that.
shark. Like, it's
Yo.
unidentified. You know what I mean? That's a megalodon.
Yeah, it's so funny, and I love that. And shout out to A, man. I'm coming for that paper, man. I told you.
Shout out to A,
I'm
man.
coming.
Shout out
I'm
to
coming. And JR too, yo. You know, like I'm with that too. We'll see what's up. But yeah, it's gonna be a hell of a fight, man. I'm excited about
Yeah,
that, man.
absolutely.
We definitely gonna link up and watch that.
Oh
man.
yeah. Oh
Yeah,
yeah. It's
man.
gonna be excellent, bro. I hope the undercard, you know what I mean, is you know, they've been solid for the last few fights too, man. So I
Facts.
think it's just gonna be all around, just fucking the world stops for a sec.
Nah, facts, bro. I completely agree with that.
Word.
So I'll say, yeah, man. It's been a great year for fights, bro.
Hell
It's,
yeah.
it's been a up and down year for a lot of other shit, bro. But you know, one thing I could say, bro, you've been the constant. You know what I mean, through this year, and
Appreciate
you and making sure you staying on top of, you know, your health now. You know, and your sobriety and protecting your mind and your energy. Like that's
Appreciate
very
you.
very
Appreciate
important.
you.
So, you know, consistency is key, people. You know, you always
That's it.
want to make sure you are being a consistent person, because that consistency is your character. That is the character that is going to get portrayed, is the consistency of your actions, of who you represent, how you speak, you know, the things you put into your body, pause, the things that you put into your mind, your spirit, you know, all of that is important.
It really is.
It all is.
Really
Man.
is.
So,
And,
but yeah, but shout out to you, Tone,
appreciate
to
you,
New
man.
York in the
Appreciate you.
building. He'll definitely be back, and
You know, and
yeah,
shout out
man.
to us, man, for how far we've come.
yes,
and
Lord,
everything we
shout out
doing.
to us, man. This is
We
dope.
doing a beautiful thing here, man. And
Yeah.
you know, we've done so much, got so much more to do.
Yes,
And
Lord.
it's been a pleasure and a privilege to be able to do, you know, do this,
Yo,
be on
likewise,
this
bro.
endeavor with you, man.
Likewise, bro.
You know?
And can't wait to see what we got in store for the people.
Yeah,
You hear
hell
me?
yeah, man. Excited,
yeah,
man. Stay
you heard.
tuned, everybody. Stay tuned
Stay
and
tuned.
plug in to you know what we do, man. All
Yeah, man.
All platforms, all
At
social media
at
platforms.
Untouched Live, man. At Untouched Live on all platforms. You know, we here. It's Untouched Radio.
That's it. Yeah, you already know.
Untouched. Everything. You hear me?
Everything.
All right, y'all. You have a good one.
Dope. See how long we were?
Like 3 hours.